What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, and we have massive news today. So this video is not at all about Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan's Generation 4 Google coverage dropped last Friday, and today we got another country. Now of course, as you would have seen from the title, that is actually São Tomé and Principe, which is out here in Western Africa, namely this island which is Principe, and this island which is São Tomé. So obviously it's completely great to be getting a new country, especially one in Africa. However, this update is not all sunshine and rainbows cause they've covered this one in poop cam. And if you don't know what I mean about that, you're gonna see very soon. Before I show you that though, I'm gonna show you initially what's available on Google Street View so far. So shout out to the people over at MapAccord for the screenshots. But here's the first one. This is the island of Principe, and then here's the island of São Tomé. So it looks like they're gonna have both pretty much full coverage. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that we got this. However, this is what I was talking about with the poop cam. So you can see that the quality is relatively low here, but this joins India as the only country which only has poop cam. And if we turn around, yeah, there is an absolutely massive blur here. So, I mean, using the image faced this way, it's never going to happen. On NMPZ, it's always going to be faced this direction. And I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious when you get one of these rounds that this is how it's going to look. I mean, pretty poor stuff. Nevertheless, it is very cool to have a brand new country with brand new pole tops as well. Like, I've never seen this one exactly like that going on. And then, I mean, the vibes here are interestingly South American mixed with Portuguese mixed with African. So for example, they got Brazil poles and everything. It's really interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just a real shame. Imagine if this was Generation 4. I mean, that's what made like the whole Kazakhstan drop so exciting, because it is high quality coverage. This, of course, we can't say the same. But check out this really interesting pole. We got yellow insulators and green insulators here. This is a pretty good quality image, one of the better ones. I'll show you some of the worst ones soon. But definitely, I mean, it's just super cool to have another one in official Street View coverage in some capacity. And I mean, at this point, you might be asking yourself, like, what's the advantage of this over unofficial coverage? Well, for moving games, you can definitely move around a lot quicker in this than you would be able to on unofficial coverage. Like, the panos all load significantly quicker. And I mean, the other thing is, of course, it's officially published by Google, so there is kind of that level of differentiation so that everything kind of functions nicely, because unofficial coverage is always getting deleted, or it becomes broken, or, you know, whatever. This will stay put, hopefully. And yeah, you know, when the sun's out and it's faced towards this direction, it doesn't look too bad. And I can certainly see some interesting rounds being played out with this camera. But, you know, facing this direction, not so much the case. Doesn't really look too good in my opinion. I mean, hopefully they just give these countries Generation 4 eventually. And it is very exciting to see new countries and countries we had no idea about actually getting coverage. Okay, here is the next one I wanted to show off. This one, you know, the lighting's a bit worse here. It definitely is looking a bit worse for wear. Even some of the image is just kind of pixelated here. So, you know, the worst of times, this can look really bad. But, you know, this one's still pretty decent. This one here, yeah, I mean, I don't really know why they've angled up the blur so much here. Like, there's no way this is actually covering the car only. I really don't know how they screwed this up so badly. But, you know, we do have, like, quite a bit of rural stuff here. So, I mean, man, if this was Generation 4, it would be the most chef's kiss stuff for bait rounds, but unfortunately that's not the case. Still can bait for Cambodia, still can bait for Nigeria or India. So, I mean, I do anticipate there's going to be some level of fun that we can have with this, but not as much as it could be. I mean, it does make you think, like, what about the whole world with no Google car meta? That would be so insane. But unfortunately, it is a pipe dream at the moment. So, yeah, here's another one. You can see this kind of interesting architecture that they got going on here. Interesting pole. I mean, the whole country is very interesting. I mean, it's so much more dense and lush and kind of a lot going on compared to Kazakhstan, which is so open and barren. So yeah, I definitely enjoy the look of the place, and I mean, it's a place I would like to visit in real life. Surely, like, it's pretty cool. I don't know how safe it is. I'm assuming it is pretty safe. Next one here, again, like a nice rural road, and again, look at this car. Craziness. And here's one of the ones when it gets dark. Yeah, this is, you know, look at this. I mean, look at this. Who thought publishing this was a good idea? I'm not going to complain, but that's a pretty crazy thought that they have Generation 4 cameras and they don't send them here. Also, on that regard, a lot of you guys wouldn't know, but there's actually some such thing as Gen 4 Mini, which is a smaller version of the current Google camera that they use for all the updated coverage in Generation 4, and that one has been continually tested, and they're still testing it. But the idea about that one is that they could send it out to island nations just in a small package, and then they could put it on a car and hopefully, you know, cover all these small Caribbean nations, all the small Pacific nations where it's just not worth getting the Google camera out there at the moment because it's too big. So, like, that is the hope that maybe in the next 5 years that would get rolled out and we get a bunch of new countries, and they would probably not have Google Car Meta, or at least not too much. But, you know, that's still a ways off. In the meantime, we have São Tomé and Principe. I think that's about it that I wanted to say for this video. Head on over to my second channel, Geoguessr Explained. It's linked in the description. I'll be playing a map based on all the locations that are currently available in São Tomé and Principe. Should be a lot of fun. And yeah, guys, we'll have to see if next Friday a new country comes out. Would be pretty crazy if that was the case. Well, there's a bit of a precedent now, so you never know. Let me know what you think of this drop in the comments. What do you think of the poop cam? Obviously, it's a bit unfortunate, but it's still something. And yeah, São Tomé and Principe, I've been Zigzag. I'm out.